Okay, good evening everybody. Thank you all for coming. It's a wonderful, it's a packed house. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I better fix my glasses. Oh, take my glasses off. Oh, there's nobody in the back. Wow, nobody's in the back, Jimmy. I had to take my glasses off. Now I'll put my glasses back on. Oh, it's much better now. I see more people now, right? Okay, more people here. Well, this is the NoHo Diner, and we're keeping it alive. It's been 50 years it's been up, right?
Wow. Longer than that?
Longer than that, longer than that, see? And we're helping them doing some, I don't know, a little bit of a comedy, tragedy. No tragedy, please. No tragedy, we've had enough, right? Okay, so we're going to do what I do best right now, and that is greeting you all, saying thank you for coming, and telling you I am from, where do you think I'm from? Richie knows, you know.
Brooklyn.
Close, Harrietha, think so?
Italy.
Ah, isn't that nice? Anyway, I am half Italian. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, raised in Ridgewood, Queens.
Oh.
And I want to make a special dedication to my friend that started me off in this business. And that is, we lost him recently in February, Gene Hackman. When I came off of the subway, the Myrtle Avenue L in Ridgewood, they were filming. And I said, I ran to my mom, and I was 21 years old, and I said, hey, Mom, what is this? You know, I'm ready. Did you say meet anybody? She said, no, but there's a guy that does stunts. He's wrecking cars here, left and right. Go and see him. So I did. I ran right up to him. My mother gave me a thermos of coffee. It was cold. No, not the coffee wasn't cold. Sorry. Sometimes I talk too fast, you know, I got it wrong. The coffee wasn't cold, the weather was cold, so Mother gave me a thermos of coffee. And I went up to this guy, and I said, you know, I'm a graduate from the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, in New York City. Oh, yes, I got a scholarship from a guy that I didn't know at that time. But I wrote him a love letter. No, it wasn't a love letter. It was a passion letter, right? Passion. And it was Sammy Davis Jr. Okay, so he was impressed. You know, sometimes you have to cut to the chase, right? And tell them who you already worked with, who you've been with, and what you really want. Because people will go on and on and on, and they'll never get to their dream. So I focused in, and I told him that, and we had the coffee in his car. And he says, well, I am not the stunt guy that you think I am. I'm the star of the show. And I said, well, what's the name of it? He said, French Connection. I said, oh, Frenchman? Is there a Frenchman? He said, no. He said, but you know what? I like your style. I like your passion. I want you around here. So how about running down to SAG? So you're already in AFTRA. In those days it was separated from AFTRA, AFTRA, American Radio TV, right? And you can join through AFTRA, $500. So I did it. My mother said, you're worth $500, we'll do it first thing in the morning. And from then on, I worked on that film maybe 4 weeks that I got to know Gene. I was a featured extra, but I liked it. I was with him. I learned a lot. I worked with the cameraman, and it was great. And unfortunately, he's gone too. So the director of the film passed out. And then I wound up, ironically, I took the film course in Cal State Northridge. And That director was a guest speaker. He's gone. Anyway, so that's the way I got started. It's an interesting thing. And then I hung around. I made the rounds in New York City. My brother had an office in New York. It was easy for me to hang out. I was a model at that time. I was doing a few commercials, not many, but modeling more than anything. I'm 5'6", you know, you can model. So anyway, that's the story. And then I went in and met this Italian guy, Al Pacino. And from there, I went into Serpico. I worked with Al Pacino in Serpico. I was a police officer's wife, graduation scene. I still am seeing in certain cuts of videos of that original. So there you have it. I worked with some good people. In the meantime, I had studied with one of the greatest masters of acting, and that was Sanford Meisner, known as Sandy Meisner, right? So we have some actors here today that have studied under the same master. It's really fabulous. I'm honored to have him here today, but I'm going to introduce him in a few minutes. However, since you're having a snack right now, maybe I'm going to bring up Harry then.
Yeah. Go on up, Harry.
Come on up, Harry. Come on, Harry. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you're in the moment.
Yeah, I'm in the moment.
In the moment, Harry.
I'm in the moment. And that is the Meisner technique. It's called being in the moment. Always be specific and focus in, and every little moment has a meaning of its own. So, oh sure, hi. Have a seat, see the show. Great, all right, so Harry and I met in church. Oh yeah, of all places. It's one of my favorite places I hang out is church, because I sing and I give good song and praise to God, and it's one of my favorite things to do. Makes me feel good, and you meet a lot of interesting people. So, here we go.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is Al Pacino a good kisser?
Oh, that's fine. Now, wait a minute. Well, actually, he only kissed me on both sides of the cheek. You know, the Italian way.
How about Gene?
Gene Hackman's another story. Oh, he's getting personal tonight. Oh my gosh, you really want to hear that stuff?
Yes.
Secret?
Yeah.
Yes.
I might see the video.
It's my lucky day coming here today.
Well, I have to tell you, Gene Hackman was definitely a ladies' man. And the only reason that I hung out with him after the movie was because he was separated from his wife. I am not to go with anyone because I tell you, I go to church, right?
Right.
I don't go out with married men, okay? So, anyway, but he was a good kisser.
I knew it.
He was a ladies' man. He loved the women. Okay? I had 2 good wives, really. Anyway, that's beside the point. Al Pacino is cheek to cheek like we Italians do. And, well, the story, now that you brought that up, I have to tell you one quick thing. When I came out here in the 80s, my ex was a director, Nick Stamos. He's also deceased, I have to tell you. He was in the scene in Serpico with Judd Hirsch in the cop's car. And I freaked out. I couldn't believe it because I had broken up with Nick for various reasons. And I went out with Judd Hirsch. And there they were together in the cop's car before I ever even knew them. It's amazing. It's amazing how things happen in this business. Okay, so that's an interesting
Is
story.
there a lesson in there somewhere?
Yes, yes. Be nice to who you hang out with. You never know who they are. I didn't even know who they were in those days, okay? So that's how it was. I was always the girl next door, the nice girl. Okay, and Harry was a great guy. He's from the Air Force days. came into this church, and I'll let you tell the rest. Here's Harry!
Yay, Harry, yay.
Hey Harry, how are you? Oh, he's a great kisser. He's my guy. He's my guy. Great kisser. Okay, and I made an actor out of this guy. He got a film already at Universal, and it was his first. And he did really well.
Someone has to do it.
Right. So now you're a poet.
Well, thank you very much. I got a few poems for you guys. This one's called How Time is a Thief. I don't know if you realize that time doesn't compromise. Time is legitimized by itself over time. Unlike the elf whose tales tend to fade into replete. It's the studying of time where we find the real meat. It's in the seeing where things lead and who, where, and what they came from, with the genesis and predicate that sparked the effort. It usually takes a good dose of optimism and an effective hose to set the stage on the nose when needed. So be on point, be optimistically seated. Avail yourself when needed.
All right. Good job.
Yeah. Go there, Richie.
So how long have you been writing poetry now?
I don't know.
A year. A solid year.
Okay,
I
a
worked
year.
at TU Studios. He was up on the stage.
I didn't title this one. People need to aspire to something. Having a healthy desire to succeed provides the target to perspire with purpose. No more pie in the sky, but directed effort shall transpire. And you shall be the one who is admired. So just don't get too tired. Be the one who leads with purpose. Each endeavor, carefully handled, you're so clever. It's a new day to find a way to stay, You work for a while, then you can play. There's always blue sky, never gray. Appreciating things should be our way, and that's how we will stay.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got to find a title for that. What should we call it, guys?
I don't know.
Anybody have a suggestion? Read that first line again, then. We'll figure it out.
People need to aspire to something.
So
Having
call
a
it
healthy desire.
yeah, call it aspiration or something.
Aspirations?
Yeah.
That's good.
One word.
I like that. This one's called In the Woods. When I was young, we loved to play in the woods. We would build a fort to hide our goods. Cookies, candies, little trinkets and toys. Just what's needed by little boys. Our imaginations ran wild. Our ideas were grand. And not as a child. We would play and fight, never to be beguiled. When it got dark, that signaled the end of the play day. Staying in the woods after dark is kooky, not just spooky. The next day we would start all over again with a new pretense and fresh imagination without a blemish.
Yeah!
Harry, excellent.
Is that all
Very good.
for today? Is that all you have for today?
Yeah.
It's great. Very good stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Very, very good.
Let's hear it for Harry.
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
And I have to let you know, he is the producer of the show. Because he takes care of our cinematographer we have for YouTube. We want it to be outstanding. We do some self-editing for the actors here, if needed. because I don't like too heavy curse words. I don't use them in this. This is not my style. Sorry, guys.
Don't you curse, Richie.
You can have some light words like F you or something.
Don't you curse.
Or something. But no heavy-duty stuff, right? Okay, so there you go. We've been doing this for 4 months and she keeps us going. She is the owner of YouTube. Thank you, wherever you are. Okay, Harry,
Bless
thank
your
you,
heart.
thank you, thank you. And now,
Harry, good job, sweetie. Harry, good job.
Mike, what else?
Go up there, Richie.
Polos.
Don't you curse.
He's,
Justine's a nice lady. Don't you curse.
yeah, right. Well, then I told you the words I could use, right?
I'm distracted.
He's thinking about it. Okay. Kat, do you have anything to share, poem or anything? Okay. Mike.
All right, I'll come on, but I won't curse, I promise. Because you're super
okay.
cute. You are super cute.
Okay, super cute. We're Italians, so we cheek to cheek.
I'm only half.
Oh, me too.
What's the other half?
Now you make a whole Italian.
Yes, you make a whole Italian.
Yeah, that's right. 2 halves. All right, so this is Mike
Muratori.
Muratori. Let's hear it for him. You know what that means in Italian?
Stonemason. Stonemason, builder of brick or stone.
Oh, okay.
You speak Italian or no?
No. I don't. I say buongiorno, and I say a couple other things.
And what's the other half?
Oh, German. My mother's side.
Oh, look at that.
My mother's side. Yeah. Walks on the Rhine area. Okay, so, let's see. We're going to hear what you have to say. He is a known comic and an actor from New York.
Yeah.
So we have something else in common.
Yes,
All
we do.
right. Go ahead.
Don't you curse, Richie.
No.
No, F you. She's a nice lady, Richie.
Yeah.
You need to take her acting class, okay? I understand? They're nice people. You're going to study with these two. And they're going to teach you to focus.
He did already. He was in my class.
Richie, I love Richie. Because he's got no linear thought. You'll be talking to him. It's like, Richie, what's going on? Mike, what do you think of pink elephants? I used to be a casting director, too. My credo was crush your dreams, save a lifetime.
Oh, wow.
What do you think of my acting? I think your acting is a cry for help. That's what I think your acting is. You know, I don't need to tell you. You've seen what goes on out there. And the headshots, right? My friends will send me their headshots now. And this is, every headshot's the same. Happy. Sad. Sexy. Angry. For $1,000.
Wow.
They're all actors. Everybody has a dream. Everybody has a dream, sir. Everybody has dreams.
Right.
I sell one more TV show. I think I'm gonna die of a drug overdose. That's my dream. You get that. You've been there. I can tell you were that hot hippie. You were that hot hippie that did mushrooms. I know. I got aunties like you. I know what you're about. I know what you're about, Frisky Kitty. I know what you're about.
Frisky Kitty.
Yeah, I grew up in Connecticut. I was born in Elmhurst Hospital in Queens. Yeah. Italian mother, Puerto Rican black father.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, every day was a fist fight growing up in Connecticut. People complain about the cold. This isn't cold. You know what's cold out? When you wake up in the morning, get a glass of milk, and you find grandma frozen to the refrigerator. That's cold. My uncle came to visit me. White guy with a white afro. He looks like an old dandelion. I took his head and made a wish. Grow new hair. I used to live down here on Cahuenga. 422 and a half, Cahuenga Boulevard. Fully furnished, so I'm missing half of everything in the apartment. Stove, no heat. Fridge, no cold. Cuckoo clock at 12 noon, the bird would just come out and go, coo. That's it. That's it. Acting is tough.
Right.
He was one of my favorite actors. Gene Hackman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a ladies' man.
He was.
The ex-wife was like the when they just passed away.
Right.
That wife is like 30 years younger than him.
I know.
He's a man after my own heart. That's what I'm talking about. You know, my wife hasn't been born yet. That's how I'm doing it. Okay. She's an embryo. She's an embryo. I'm getting to right now. I know you don't want to laugh, but you're looking at me like this is insane. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
He's a guy. You're going to get in trouble later. You know this, right? Just he's going to be like, why are you laughing? What are you laughing at? You're going to church forever. You're going to church forever. You're never coming back to church. I got car chapped when I first moved out here. 76 Toyota Corolla. Why? I handed the keys. I said, here you go. Feel good about yourself. Cash in. He drove down the street with the windows closed. He passed out from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my God.
I take the bus. Once in a while just for my own enjoyment. Anybody sitting here, sir? Nobody but the Lord. Whole bus will be yours in 5 seconds. I'm farsighted, right? So here, I can see everybody from like right here. From up close, I can't see anything. So I'm at the gym and I'm on an exercise bike. Lady says, you're staring at me. I said, I can't see you, but your shadow's scaring me. Are you a chupacabra? Everybody thinks they're handsome here, right, Richie? Right? Everybody thinks they're models. I worked at a modeling agency. Girls would come in. Every guy wants a model, but it's a bad idea, right?
Right.
It's a bad idea. The ladies would come in, they go, did you model? And what did I model? Elfwear? Was I a lawn jockey model? What did I model? Okay, ski masks? What kind of model was I? I want to be fully white. I want to be like you. You can kill all of us 3 days in a psych ward. That's it. Richie and I jaywalked 17 consecutive life sentences because we're both crazy. Are you more? I think you're more crazy than I am.
I don't know.
But we're close. We're close. He and I are pretty close. You know when you're crazy, when you make a shadow animal on the wall and it bites you, then you know your imaginary friend goes out for ice cream and never comes back. And you know you're a little crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You look at the voices in your head. I'm in my apartment, I'm working on my computer, and my friend says, I didn't know you like Indian music from India. I said, I don't, but the voices in my head love it. They're keeping me from strangling you, so it's good. Have you been married, Justine? Have you guys been married?
No.
Not yet.
Are you engaged, you two?
Yeah, we're engaged.
Look at you two. Look at you, Justine. You frisky kitty. That is a rock, girl.
That's a rock.
You're doing something listen to her. She's doing something right.
Everybody see it? Everybody.
That's a rock. I like you because you're curvy, Justine. You got good taste. I think you're a black man in another life. I like that about you. All my friends like Asian women this skinny now. Mike, you think she's hot? Dude, I think you're a child molester and a broom fetish. That's what I think. 6 feet tall, size 0, looks like a praying mantis in lingerie. You know what I mean? I've been married twice too many times, okay? My first wife says to me, I don't like the fact that you call me white trash. That's politically incorrect, all right, you Caucasian debris. My second wife, you were married to a Latina, right?
No, I'm married to a Persian.
Oh, that's rough. Persian women are either hot or look like me with a vagina. That's a bad look. This is a bad look. You know what I'm saying? To be a woman, I look like an old lesbian Mexican hot dog sales lady. You know what I mean? How long have you two been engaged in? Don't cheat. Don't cheat. She'll probably kill you because she's Italian. Or she'll just nag you till you want to kill yourself. So there you have it. I have an Italian mother. Where are you going? What are you doing? Why? What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't cheat, because when you cheat, she gets to pick your clothes in the coffin. And she'll outlive all of us. I'm telling you, I can feel it, right? She's going to live forever this morning. You cheat, she gets made, you go to heaven dressed in drag. You don't want that. My Uncle Louis went to heaven in a floral hat and a gown. He went to heaven as Carmen Miranda, so I knew he cheated. You shrink as you age. Did you know that? I used to be 6'7". This is what happened. Now I'm 5'3". That's what happens. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's hard when you're short, right? You're not that short. You're not short at all. You know what I mean? On my dates, I have a blowgun. They start running. Oh my God, it's getting dark. But I am Puerto Rican, so I won't steal their purse. I'm not afraid of that. I live in the hood. I live over there. And you know the neighborhood is bad when kids are doing hopscotch on the chalk outline of the body. That's when you know it's a bad neighborhood. My neighborhood's that bad. It's kind of bad. And the homeless, LA's the only place in the world with healthy homeless people. Have you seen this? Here, sir, would you like a cup of coffee? I'm allergic to caffeine. We live in a bush. Drink the coffee. Here, sir, would you like a blueberry muffin? I'm allergic to white flour. Do you have anything in bran?
Fussy.
What?
Too fussy.
Oh, they're the worst. In New York, you know how they are. They're hard to kill in New York.
Right.
You can't kill a homeless person in New York. They're hard here. There's like, they're friendly to a point.
But the hot dogs are great on the corner.
Yes, I like how this is a non sequitur. It's great. Justine doesn't even heckle. What do you think of hot dogs? I don't want to hear about the homeless. I want to hear about the hot dogs. Look at my rock. Look at the rock I got. I scored, Mike. I scored. You got something going on. You did. You know what I mean? Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So I'm at my apartment. Guy is swimming naked. Homeless guy. Swimming naked in my pool. Swimming. Walking around, swimming around. I go, what are you doing? Taking a bath. I go, not for very long. I walked up to the second story where I live. I plugged an extension cord in with my toaster and catapulted into the pool. I knew he was in heaven because I could smell the cloud up above me. It smelled like B.O. Our buddy passed away. You knew Fat James, right?
Yes.
All right, so our friend died. He's fat, really fat, right? And I knew he was in heaven because God had to reinforce the clouds. You know, that's when you know you're fat. You know what I mean? We had to cremate him. The urn was like this big, and then we had to push it with a bulldozer. I don't know if you've had a really fat friend, but we would eat here. We would eat here. We would eat here, and he'd have all the food on 3 tables. And he's like, why is everybody staring at me? I said, you know what? I think you need a salad. You should cut down one of these palm trees and start with that before you get to your 3 main course meals. You let me know when it's my time, Justine.
Yeah,
You
your
frisky
time,
kitty.
your time is golden.
You frisky
You got
kitty.
it, you got it, yeah.
There's a lot of repeating exercise,
Yes,
right?
yes, we should do it
It's a lot
together.
of repeating exercise, Richie.
Yeah.
Richie, hello.
Hi, hello.
Hello, Richie.
Hello, Mike.
Hello.
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 Hello. Repeating. That was for you, frisky kitty number 2. This is the one that's gonna bail you 2 out of jail when you commit a crime. I know. She's the nice lady. She's like, again, you stole a baby again, Justine? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Justine. Do you torture some of your students? Once in a while for your own personal... I know you do. You got a sadistic streak. I
No,
see
I'm
it.
a lover.
You are, but I can see it. You just do something. Why don't you just stand like a tree? Just stay there for... I'll go to lunch. I'll be back.
Right.
I'll come back. Just stay there. It's fine.
Until the leaves start falling off.
Have you ever made one of your students cry?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. See, I told you. What do you think of my scene? I think you should be an accountant. That's what I think you should do. Have you ever thought about accounting? I used to do that all. I got fired from that job. I used to get fired all the time. What do you think of my acting? It's a cry for help. What do you think? Have you ever thought about like being something else? What do you think? Should I do this monologue? I said no. Just walk in front of cars. You'll be fine. I tried to kill myself once. The white half of me tried to kill myself. White people love to kill themselves. Remember that, Mija. Remember that. Black and Latin people kill each other. Remember that. Gracie, he stalks, we abduct. Remember that. We put somebody in the car, they're never coming back. You know what I'm saying? Don't do white person stuff. Don't go in the woods. He likes to go in the woods. Kill Pam.
I don't want to be with cycles.
I know you're not going to do that. You're not. All my white friends like to hurt themselves. They do crazy. You ladies are older. You're not going to jump off of a cliff or do anything stupid like that. My friend backflipped off of a rock. Did you know Jay Kramer? He passed away the other day.
Oh.
Jumped off of a rock, broke his neck. He trained for Survivor, the TV show. Climbed up once, slipped off. Climbed up a second time, slipped off again. God's telling you something. Gets to the top, jumps off, breaks his neck. He was one of these people. I bought him the van, I bought him the car, I bought him everything. Did you know a van for one of these people is like $70,000? And the insurance is like $2,000 because how do you drive the car like this? That was it, Justine. He turned it with his head.
Well, you should have taken him to a ball game.
He passed away.
I
Literally
know, but
like 2
before
days
he
ago.
passed away.
Oh, we took him everywhere. God rest his soul.
Well, you know why I said that?
Why? Hot dogs?
No, I like the hot dogs there, but 3 strikes and you're...
He's...
He would have made it on the 3rd one, though.
Well, you know why? Because nothing moved. He could move one finger and his head, that was it. He was married to the world's fastest runner with no legs, for reals. She had artificial legs, knee down. They did 69 during sex, they 34 and a half. There you go, hey! And he cursed. I kept it within the motion for you.
Yeah, you did.
I kept it within the motion for you, Justine.
You did.
I kept my promise because I like you. I don't know what it is.
All right.
You're like the ant I always needed. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you.
Out of here. Hey, let's hear it for Mike. Now, I have another friend of mine that I have acted with in plays here, right in NoHo.
Nice.
And we did comedy together.
Yeah.
About being in the restaurant. And it was called The Slice of Life. It was a show that I produced. And he was great. And I lost track of him. And that one day I came in the diner and had breakfast and I heard that voice. He looked at me, I looked at him. He says, "Is that you?" And I said, "Is that you? Oh my God, Richie the C. Come on up."
Richie the C.
All right, here he is. Big guy. All right, thank you. And he has a real heavy comic stuff going on Friday and Saturday night. It's real hot. Yeah, it's ready.
And sometimes you see Mike there too.
It's hot.
Hot stuff. Some like it hot, some like it cold, some don't like it at all.
Right.
And now after they leave us, they like it
A lot.
a lot. So without any further ado, I'll leave you on stage.
I don't want to kill the mood. Well, so much poetry. I feel like I have to partake. I feel like.
Go ahead.
You have to go deep, Richie. Go deep.
I will. You know,
Spill your heart out, Richie.
it is.
Right.
Right. Because I like the gray skies. I like I like the gray skies. I like the cool breeze. I like the mist. I like to feel the rain upon my shed. Feel the leaves upon my head. I see. I'm sorry. I see the tree fall very soon upon my room. Like a doom. I feel the leaves upon my head, and then the trunk, and now I'm dead.
Yeah, Richie.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Richie.
Richie.
Oh, I forgot to do. Well, because usually I say roses are red
Right.
when they're kabloom. You say I love you. I say kaboom.
All right. So, go right ahead.
Well, thank you for participating in what. So, when we started performing here, this was a parking lot open mic during COVID.
Oh.
It actually started at Fry's. Do you remember Fry's Electronics?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever go to that, Mike?
Which one?
The one at Fry's in the park?
Yes, that disaster, yes.
Yes. But it was pretty popular.
COVID.
Yeah, and it was so popular that Kelly Lee Williams, he decided to bring a lunch truck, but he asked Fry's first. He said, do you mind if we bring a food truck to the open mic? To which Fry's said, what open mic? And then we came here, and we kept going, and so now our open mic kept going, but now Fry's is closed. Viruses everywhere, that's the way it goes. But the diner's still open, and now Fry's is closed.
I like it.
But they were closed, and so, we moved it back. We were outside, then the pandemic let up, and then all of the staff that could deal with us, which was one person, left, so they had to go back outside. They came back inside. Do you remember Larry?
Which Larry?
Who used to come into Pan Pacific Park?
Convict Larry?
Yes.
Yeah, that did like life in prison and
Is that what he
released.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like,
he did like life, 25 years in prison.
and so he came here just to support. There were no comics, so I bought him a beer, and Robbie was the waiter,
Oh,
Well,
the Minotaur.
and then, yeah, and Robbie. Well, Larry really wanted to take the beer to his truck, and Robbie didn't really want to do it. They went back and forth, and Robbie came to explain to me what was going on. And as he explained, Larry went to his truck, which you're not supposed to do. But I guess it's not as bad as murder, but still.
Kaboom.
Kaboom, right? Right. Yeah, what do you say to it's not like I killed someone. It's not like I ran someone over. Anyway.
How did you get that kaboom going?
You lift up your arm like this
Yeah.
and drop kaboom. Oh, you mean why did I start doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. I didn't really want to stay on the topic anyway. I didn't really want to finish my thought. That's okay. I said, because I was so glad when you were here on, 2 weekends ago? Because that guy was doing his act thing, and then you were saying what you were doing when your show was, and I thought that's good, because he didn't really want to finish his thought anyway. So I'm glad you gave him a break. Kaboom. But where, Mike?
Yes.
Wait, what were we? Oh, so went outside, so we were outside again. But fortunately, the diner almost went under. And so we were able to move some things around to make some arrangements to keep the diner open.
Right.
On the condition that we could restore the NoHo Arts District to its original glory. Except we're not as strict on the NoHo part. I am kaboom.
Kaboom.
So we're glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kaboom.
How long have you been here for, Justine, doing this?
Since October, the end of October.
Oh, I think you got here at 7:30.
Hey! Kaboom!
So what happened with the kabooms was,
Yes.
I was at Michael's Pub. You remember Michael's Pub?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so I told a joke that went nowhere, and I just went kaboom, and it got a laugh, and that's how it started.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Well, I need a better origin story for that. I need maybe make it sound like I met somebody and something happened, because in some ways it's just all about connections,
Yeah.
right? So it's about who you know and who can get you in. I started dating a clown.
Timing, right?
I started dating a clown.
The crowd in the
Crowd
back.
is over there. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Sorry.
Got a crowd in the back.
I started dating a clown. No. But it's not what you think. It's all makeup sex. Kaboom.
I never would have guessed.
But because I remember, now I was dating a mime for a while, because you reminded me we were talking about the acting and the emoting, and there was a lot of,
Right.
you think they're communicating, but it doesn't, you really don't know. Is she being sarcastic? Does it mean anything? It gets frustrating.
Right.
They go, I can't stop until you say the safe word. They never say the safe word.
I love the look on Justine's face. She's like terrified but intrigued at the same time.
It's a safe word. But besides that, but a clown, when she talks about her exes, so there's some really big shoes to fill.
Wow.
Kaboom. And I thought she was into me. I thought she really liked me. But her eyebrows are always like that. Kaboom.
I know you were really worried because I used to know you when you had a head of hair.
You did?
You knew him when he had hair? I've never seen him with hair.
You knew me when I don't think you did.
Maybe it was a wig.
I know, I never wore a wig. My dad used to wear a wig, but I still. But I said, nobody believes you with those cornrows. It doesn't, with the Jerry curl. They still think you're white. I am. Well, I was kind of white. My dad was Jewish.
It was worth a try.
My dad was Jewish. My mother was German. My mother had an Aryan pass.
Right on.
Dude, you gotta find that in the house. I bet you that's worth like 20 grand for a museum.
Well, especially now with Trump in office. If you could pass yourself off as an Aryan, I could. Wait, no, you just took all those refugees from South Africa. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
from South Africa, they're being persecuted. Nobody else is being, I mean, I'll take it. I agree. It's not easy. Well, it's even harder when you're German. When you're German, you're the white person's white person.
Right.
All the other white people go, we're bad. I know. At least we're not as bad as the Germans go. Yeah, you are. You just take longer. you don't. People forget when you began. Germans start and they finish. That's it. We're done now. People always remember. So sometimes you're just too good at what you're. Because Mike knows. Because I went to. Has anybody been to the Museum of Tolerance?
Yes.
Yes.
It's sort of like, well, it's kind of like the Holocaust Museum. Well, it's to the Holocaust Museum what California Adventure is to Disneyland, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, no, same theme, different rides. Kaboom. But I don't like going to the Holocaust Museum. Because they always get so mad when I wear my SS uniform. I said, not only is this not tolerance, this isn't even gratitude. This uniform put you on the map.
Oh boy.
It's true. No, if you look that good and you make such cool stuff, people will remember. Because the thing is, why is it that so many movies are about the Holocaust? So many people have suffered in history, but the Holocaust, that the Jews get so many movies, like The Pianist, and Sophie's Choice, and Schindler's List, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks, but it's... And why is that? Because so many, like I said, Native Americans have suffered, Hispanic Americans, Black people Americans, Italian Americans, people listening to the set Americans.
Those four people.
But the Jews always, why? Because the Germans look so good. So people say, you're German and Jewish, are you conflicted? So that's not a conflict. That's teamwork. That's cooperation. And teamwork is important. Do you know why? Because victimhood is really competitive. So anyway, that's why. Do you remember Hogan's Heroes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still watch it.
Yeah, it's in London. But do you know how long World War II went on?
6 years.
That's right. How long was Hogan's Heroes on the air?
8 years?
7.
7.
Close.
And longer than the
Yeah, and one of the stars was Frenchie. Frenchie was a Holocaust survivor. And that was a big catharsis. How did he get over being in a concentration camp? By going back to Germany and pretending to be a POW. They just like the Colonel Klink, a bunch of all those people, they were all Jewish. They all escaped Europe during the Second World War. How did they get over it? By them wearing the nice uniforms. Kaboom. I mean, sometimes I say the Germans are better. Well, yeah, but the Germans are so white, even with the white guilt. Sometimes they're better at being bad, but Germany paid reparations. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They paid voluntarily. Can you imagine if the Germans had bombed Tulsa? It would look like Bel Air. Will Smith would never have gotten past Oklahoma.
But they make great sauerbraten.
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 Yeah, no, it's not mutually exclusive, right?
Das ist good.
That is cool. But a lot of Jewish food is German food. The rye bread, a lot of the baked goods, a lot of stuff.
The bagels.
But it's sort of, no, that's not.
Jewish,
That's not German. Yeah, it's Jewish. But what was I gonna? But it's funny. It's funny because half my family used to think they're part of a superior race. The other half still does. Kaboom. The other half of my family was associated with thousands of war crimes, and the other half is catching up.
That's the spirit.
It's true though. It's true. This is an idea. Well, yeah, this is an identity crisis. I thought I didn't know both sides were equal. Do I have to defend both sides? Well, it's interesting because, they're saying that that Israel is acting just like the Third Reich. That's not really true. Because the Third Reich never hired Israelis to do their dirty work.
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Black serial killer.
Did you get that joke? That joke is funny because, well, the joke is always funnier when you explain it. That joke is funny because Israel hired at least one famous Nazi to help them get rid of their enemies around them. His name was Otto Scores, and he was the one who rescued Mussolini with the glider. And, well, what do you mean no?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm saying he did. You can, anyway, they hired him. First they were going to kill him because, no, let's hire him. And they did. Yeah, kaboom. So I have a request.
Black serial killer.
Yes. So, my girlfriend lives in Ohio.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm telling you, because Ohio is important in the civil rights movement. Because, Ohio is the end of the Underground Railroad. And Ohio had the first black serial killer outside of Atlanta. You know what? And I didn't think he could get away with it. I'm not being prejudiced. I know he'd be smart enough. I know he'd be diligent. I know he'd follow through with everything. I just figure, based on what I saw on TV and movies, I just figured he'd have to talk about it. Right? Yeah. Just like all the TV shows or all the movies, he'd walk into the barber shop and sit down and get the towel around his neck and say, "I've known a towel. Black girls die like this." I'm so sure you're not going to strangle me. That is a... And black girls die like this. Black girls die like this. Oh, no, you did not just try to grab me by my weave and choke me to death. That is a... I'm just playing. I can't kill me no sister. How am I gonna burn me a sister and have that big old booty sticking out of the ground?
We don't know.
The best is the looks on your face. It's the greatest thing. It's gonna even watch you do this. But
it's important to bring history to life. Did you know that Red Fox and Malcolm X knew each other?
No.
In New York. One was Chicago red, one was Detroit red. And I could just, can you imagine the meeting? Malcolm, you big dummy, why are you putting X on the end of your name? Everyone thinks you're a porn star.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going to think it's Malcolm 10. They're going to, where the other 9 Malcolms at? Kaboom. Oh, you like it?
That's funny.
That was good.
I just imagine Fred Sanford as a serial killer. You big dummy. How you let everybody meet Aunt Esther? Now they're dead, and I can't. So I gotta hide them all the other junk. All right.
So tell us what's happening on Friday and Saturday night now.
Well, we just have we have stand-up comedy starting at 10 o'clock. But you're welcome to come read poetry. But we start at 10. It's an open mic. I usually give people 10 minutes.
A million minutes?
Yeah.
A million minutes?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of minutes.
Yes, a lot of minutes. More than you get most people. And, unlike some of these other clubs in Hollywood, we have parking.
Oh, yes, that's right.
We have parking, and I give people a lot of time. And, we're sort of like, have you been to the Comedy Chateau?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, this is like the Comedy Chateau, sort of a bringer thing. Like if you bring 10 people, you get 10 minutes. If you bring 5 people, you get 10 minutes. If you bring 2 people, you get 10 minutes. If you bring 1 people, you get 10 minutes. If you bring 0 people, you get 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
And that's a 0-item minimum for everyone.
Yeah, right.
How do you figure?
How brilliant is that?
Anyway, okay, thank you.
Yay! That's Richie the C. It's all improv, too. And that takes a skill of its own. Improvisation is a skill of its own. Remember that.
Congratulations.
And from what you have said, I I will add, life is the movie you see through your own eyes, unique eyes. Though you own your unique eyes, I think I need new glasses. It makes little difference what's happening out there. It's how you take it that counts.
Yeah, Rich, you better hide your bodies.
Okay.
True. So, anyway, I have this little book, a good friend of mine. So many people are dying. A lot of my friends are passed on. And I have little tokens of things, gifts that I accumulated. And this is one of them here from a lady friend of mine. A guide for the advanced soul. It sounds dramatic, but it's really not. And has some nice things in it. To find yourself, what do you do? What do you do to find yourself?
Search with all your heart.
Think for yourself.
Very good.
Right? And you know who said that?
Who?
Socrates.
Oh.
So you think I'm smart? I read well. To find yourself, think for yourself, right? Socrates. Okay. Let's see. What else I have here? A couple of other things. I keep these things for my students that don't come prepared, so they have something to read. Well, I'm not prepared today. Oh, we had car trouble getting.
Oh, too much.
Right. Okay, let's see what this says. Oh, I have these things marked, but I don't. Oh well, I'll just read you something nice. Set your sights high, right? As actors, performers,
Yeah, Richie.
from poets to comics to actors in comedy, actors in theater, actors in movies. I think I've done it all now, right? Okay. Set your sights high. The higher, the better. Expect the most wonderful things to happen, not in the future, but right now. Right this minute. Being in the moment, right this minute. Something great could happen to you. Realize that nothing is too good. And I'll add to that, because God made you unique. People forget that. We are all unique creatures. God made and has designed. Allow absolutely nothing to hamper you or hold you up in any way. That's nice, right? So that was, footprints on the path. I've heard of footprints in the sand, but not footprints on the path.
You know about footprints in the path when there were victims running from you?
Wow.
Eileen Caddy, it says, wrote that. That's pretty nice. So she's written a lot of things in here. But anyway, I just want to leave you with that, and we have somebody else that walked in.
Did you want to get up?
Hi.
Yeah.
I don't know you to introduce you, do I?
Paul
We may
Roseberry.
have met once,
You
Paul.
look familiar. Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, here.
Paul, yeah. And I told you to come, remember?
And I'm sure I did right then.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So you're here now. You want to sit or stand?
I'll stand. Yeah, why not?
Okay, Paul. Tell us who you are. I
So,
don't know.
I'll tell you who I am.
Space.
I'm a guy who I was just telling Mike, I got a 5-month-old baby.
All right.
I think the last time I saw you, I was about to have a baby.
Yes, that's right. Now I
have a
know.
baby.
That's a
And
story.
it's thank you. Yeah, it's exciting.
Baby went pretty quick.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was
Yeah.
gaining as much as Mama was. I was
Lord.
looking like a round man. Months 4 and 5, I've come to like the baby. specifically months 4 and 5. The first 3 months, I thought I'd made a very serious mistake. I said, because the problem was, I didn't want a baby.
Yeah.
I was willing to have a baby, and that's a very different thing. She wanted a baby, and I said, "Why not? You know, like, who am I to say no to you having a baby? Yeah, sure." As if we're like buying a car. Oh, we're gonna spend a few extra bucks. Okay, no.
Thank you, Mel. You can't buy it.
Well, no one tells you when the baby's born. They don't have any personality at all. It's just a little potato. That's it. It's just, and so they scream when they want something. They scream, maybe when they don't. Whenever they want to eat, then that's what they want to do. As soon as you finish feeding them, if they want one more sip, start screaming all over again, as if you hadn't fed them, as if you hadn't just done it. Basically, a baby is everything rude that you would avoid in an adult. It is. It's all those horrible things that we try not to be in society put in one, and it's yours.
Right, that's true.
And if you don't do it perfectly, the police come and take you both away separately. It's a really bad deal. It's not that great. But
now you fell in love with this baby because in 4 months the baby has connected their eyes with you.
she smiles.
And do you see yourself in that baby?
Too much.
See?
Too much. I wish she looked
Here
more
it
like her
goes.
mom. Because everyone says she looks like her dad.
Well, what's
Yeah.
her name?
Her name, all right, so here's her full
Thank you,
name.
brother.
Vienna, Sweet
Sure,
Pea,
thank you, brother.
and my last name is Roseberry.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Vienna, Sweet Pea, Roseberry.
Wow.
It is a mouthful. Well, Vienna, because she's 5 months old, 9 months and 5 months ago, 14 months ago, my wife and I were in Vienna, Austria. Oh,
Sugar
wild
snapping
nights in
on
Austria. Oh yeah. So that was, and actually, if we're being more specific, I have a feeling it was in Munich, but we're not sick enough to name our child Munich. Especially then you gotta spell it Munchin with those 2 dots.
Munchin.
Yeah.
You just
It's a
missed
double Hitler. Munchin.
We did consider the idea that the fun of naming her Vienna is that the Austrians spell it Wien. Because
Yes.
they're
That's how they say Wien. That's how they say Vienna.
And so Americans, like when we went to Mumbai, or well, it was actually what.
Bombay.
Mumbai, we called it Bombay.
Yeah.
Beijing,
You went
we
to
called it
Mumbai?
Peking. Like, we don't know what we're talking about. So when we got to Wien, we're like, Vienna. We'll just go with that. So we went with the Americanized of Vienna. It's a fun, and it's Sweet Pea because of Popeye and Olive Oil. Remember, that was Popeye's baby, Sweet Pea.
Yes.
And I thought that was so fun.
Yes.
That Sweet Pea
Sounds
was
like a
in the-
dessert.
Why not?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even know Sweet Pea's a flower.
Yeah.
And Roseberry's her last name. Like, I mean, she's got a very floral name, this girl, yeah.
Isn't it great that you come here and tell us about your baby?
I very much
What a
enjoyed it. Thank you
great-
for coming by.
what a great-
For coming by. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, now I remember you. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
yeah.
didn't. I remember your face, and he related the story.
We were in the back.
Yeah.
We did your mic was in the back. I think you were sitting,
Right,
a bunch of
right.
guys off to the side.
Right,
But,
right.
Yeah, that was fun.
We have a small group here tonight, so it's valid.
Yeah. I liked your passages too, by the way.
Oh,
Those
okay,
were fun.
good.
I think life is a
All
movie.
right,
It's
so,
very much a movie.
I think we're going to end with this, and I have one little thing to share. One more thing to share here. It's like a Italian. Oh, yeah. Okay. How do you spell success? Maybe you want to go over to the chair? And,
No, I'm good.
Are you ready? Okay. Okay, how do you spell success? S-U-C-C-E-S-S, right?
Right.
Okay, S stands for,
Sex.
very good, that's how I got the baby.
Trying to feel all
I'm connecting the dots, right, Mike? Yeah.
He's been studying.
Okay, select your goal. Select your goal, that's the S. U is unlock your personal potential.
Yeah, Richie.
So, okay?
You-
That's why we're here tonight. We're here to unlock our potential. And here, Richie and I don't judge people according to how they tell their jokes or stories. I'm about the storytelling. He's about the jokes. Everybody has something. Poetry. Harry and Marsha now are writing poetry books from coming to places like this. Did you ever think you were going to be a written poet when you were in the Air Force?
No.
No. Did you ever think you were going to be an actor when you came here to Hollywood? And who did you meet? Who did you meet?
You met Justine. You better say the right answer.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to help you.
He's tired.
It's right there.
He
trying to
met
help
me, and I trained him to be an actor in my workshop. And you fell in love with acting, but you still are in love with me. So I got a bonus. Okay, I'm off the track.
Bonus.
C is commit yourself to your plan. Not mine, but yours. I'm sharing mine because I'm about sharing. When you get to do everything in show business that I have done, from off-Broadway, singing a lead in the Fantastics, to movies in New York City like Serpico and French Connection, coming to Hollywood and doing Hollywood nights, right? And having 3 movies of the weeks on television
Wow.
with, a lot of heavyweights. Carl Malden, Eve Marie Saint. Eve Marie Saint is our oldest actress. She's 99 and she is still here in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
And Gene Hackman, my sweetheart friend that got me into French Connection, got me into the Screen Actors Guild, right? What more could you ask for? I loved it. And Serpico, Al Pacino, I've yet to have him do the narrative for My Childlike Mother, which I wrote at 40 years old after my mother was lost for 3 days and 3 nights in Brooklyn and Queens, New York, with Alzheimer's. And she was very young, unfortunately. She had a lot of stress in her life. So I wrote the story, a short, and I filmed it. And I won $5,000 from Cal State Northridge University for doing it. The only thing is I had to produce it. I had to film it. I wrote the story first. And that was a great adventure. What a challenge I had, okay? So now I want to continue making movies and doing things like that, but if you have to find people to sponsor you, that's the big thing. But it will come if it's meant to be. It's not finished yet to this day. But you can see it on YouTube, the introduction. Now we're on YouTube here tonight as we stand. If you come up to the mic and tell your story or your jokes, it's up to you. You have to let me know before you leave if you want to be on the tape.
You can put it on that.
Yeah, okay. It's up to you. If you want to stay on, I'd love you to stay on and share something. Because in the sharing, in the doing, as we say in acting, acting is doing. And in that doing, you learn. And you learn about yourself and the characters under the imaginary circumstances. Correct? That is why I want to be an actress, because I wanted to be experienced as much as I could in life. How do you do that? You act. But acting is really using yourself as an instrument. That's what I learned with Sandy Meisner. It comes from you, from your point of view. Point of view is the next book that I'm going to write about. An actor's point of view is where his talent lies. Your point of view boils down to your personality. Your gift, your personality is tremendous. You just need to cultivate it and practice. I always said, I need to get to Carnegie Hall. How did I get there when I was in New York City? How do you get there? Taxi, taxi, take me to Carnegie Hall. Oh, he said, where is it? And I said, I don't know, do you know? And he said, yeah, practice. practice. That's the joke. It's an old Jack Benny joke. If you don't know who Jack Benny is, look him up. Okay, that's an old joke from Jack Benny. Okay, I'm up to chart your course. That's letter C. Letter E is expect problems. Life is full of problems, but it's what you do with your problems. Okay, in the doing, you can get rid of your problems, right? We're not going to go into that, but the last two S's are good ones. Stand firm on your commitments. Be committed to yourself and your God-given talent. I'll repeat that. God gave you all something, some kind of talent. And that baby has it too already. It's all been designed.
Except for my son.
Yeah,
So there you go. But her mother's side is yet to be revealed.
Whoa.
Yet to be revealed.
Hopefully the father
And
side isn't.
the last S in success is surrender everything to God, your maker. Yeah, that's what I have. I added that on. But it says here, surrender everything to God. Some people say your higher power. What else? Jehovah. What else? Jesus.
The universal law.
What is it?
Universal law.
Universal law. Okay, there you go. So, but in short, G-O-D is the shortest way.
I have a friend that's going with the doorknob. Has his higher power.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
That's the best he can come up with.
Well, he's
The
not.
doorknob, it opens the
Oh.
door to something.
Okay, so he's on his way. Tell him we'll help him open the door. That's good. Okay, so I leave you with those good thoughts for success, and I do teach the Meisner technique. I don't have my big studio from the Y anymore. Both Richie the C and Marsha Weisenfeld have performed there. But we've done some of these little theaters around town, and I still have a little home studio down on Lancashire and Hesby Street. And you can do 1-on-1, 2-on-2, up to 4 people I can take.
What do you charge for a one-on-one? I'll try to get you some students. I know
Okay.
a ton of actors.
Well, okay. I have a degree in it now. I have all this experience now. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild as an honorary member. I'm letting you know all this good stuff, right? I should be charging a lot of money like the Beverly Hills people. I don't believe in that. Because God gave me right people that gave me breaks. Sammy Davis Jr., Gene Hackman, who else? Sandy Meisner. The scholarships that I've picked up along the way. I'm about giving back. So for right now, in the year 2025, I am charging $25 for 90 minutes.
I'll get you some students.
Okay?
I'll get you some.
And that is as low as I'm gonna go because
It's unbelievable.
it is unbelievable. And you will come out better. I take lawyers that want to learn how to project and have expressions in their lines and how they, you can talk and say things very calmly.
Like Michael Douglas.
Yeah, Michael Douglas. You should see that film series. Or what was that series made that SAG put out? Remember?
Where was it?
The series about Meisner, and it was Michael Douglas and Alan Alden? No. Anyway, you need to look it. I have to look it up. I'll bring it in next week. That's a good thing to come back to. I'll bring it in next week and I'll show it to you. He made a video series out of it that was nominated for an Emmy. I don't think they won, but it's extraordinary. I do show it to all my students in my home studio. Okay? So, that being said, thank you for coming.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you
And I will
all.
definitely recommend
And
you.
keep going, you guys. Never give up. Write little notes to yourself of thoughts and ideas that you have. Then you expand on the ideas. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end to your story, okay? I'm in a book, a jazz book, Johnny Guarnieri, the late Johnny Guarnieri. I sang at the Tail of the Cock restaurant for 10 years selling cocktails. It used to be on Coldwater, on Ventura Boulevard in Coldwater. It's gone now. But they made a movie and used the Tail of the Cock restaurant. It was Licorice Pizza. It came out 3 years ago. It was up for an award.
Ventura.
What?
You get a store in Ventura next to the deli.
Licorice Pizza?
Yeah.
We'll have to go there. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
it's a 70s movie.
I wondered what it was, yeah.
Yeah, you have to
I
go
did not
through it
know
to the
that.
end. But they do shoot, they did shoot in the smokehouse and use that for, it's the closest to what the Tail of the Cock was
Did
left.
they close the smokehouse?
No,
No.
still
I think
going.
it looked like something else.
Anybody that wants to go, we go once a month. Let us know, we'll get a little group and we'll go. It's really a wonderful thing to do.
Now, does Jeff Goldblum, these guys down here, do they teach Meisner? My friends teach down there.
Yeah, he used to, but I'm trying to connect with him now. He's down on Lancashire, closer.
Yeah, they're down here, on Lancashire. My
Yeah,
buddy
by
Eric Ed-
Universal though.
my
It's-
buddy Eric Edwards used to teach for him. That's why I asked.
Yes. I met with the senior man that once a year they put up their filmmaking at the El Portel.
Mhm.
And I connected with him, I gave him my card and everything, but they have him and Goldblum doing it. But I have yet to meet him, so I should do that. Because I'm one of the 4 that are left in Los Angeles that was a first generation Meisner
You're right,
trained. Yeah. So I've been in 25 films and SAG films, big films with all stars, and one of my favorite was Tom Hanks in The Green Mile. And
What did you play in that?
I was a doctor's wife. I was a featured extra.
Okay.
But because you know what we actors do, right? We method actors. We get into any character that we're playing. So on the set, in the scene of the execution of Graham Greene, who played the one that was going to die first in that old-fashioned 18th century machine,
Yeah, the electric chair.
I started crying and I told the actor next to me, I'm playing your wife, I'm crying, just, you just pat me on the back or put your arm around me if you want. Anything you want to do to, I have to let this happen because we had so many takes. Well, this is what I tell my students. You make something of the part. No speaking lines. Do you know that Frank Darabont from Shawshank Redemption was our director? He came over to me after the break. Oh, we had an emergency on the set. They used real smoke or something, or he consumed that smoke they use on sets. And we had emergency for Graham Greene. Paramedics came in and took him away. Too much, he inhaled it. He had an asthma condition that we didn't know about. So the director came over to me and he said, I saw you in the camera with your tears coming down on your face. Can I use it? I said, I'm a SAG actress. I'm here because I'm here for you, for your story of this. And I'm friends with a waiter that became Tom Hanks's partner in that, and that was, I have to think of his name. He was a waiter with me in New York. Can't think of his name. David Morris. Good, fine actor.
He's a famous guy now.
Yeah, he's famous now. A family man from Philadelphia. And so I got to have lunch with all of them and sit and talk. And then I, after 3 weeks, had to leave. And then I gave a note to the director, a thank you, with my picture, and left it for him. I didn't bother him further. At that time, my ex was a director as well. Nick Stamos, who's deceased now, unfortunately. But he called me up at home a month or two later. He said, "Are you available? Can you run over to the set on the way downtown by where the waterfront is?" I said, "I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now." I walked on that set, and everyone sees me and they're waving to me, and I didn't know. And I ran up and they said, come on, we have to dress you real fast, we have to change you. And I said, "Who are you? I went ahead, you all look familiar." He said, "We're the crew from Green Mile."
Remember me?
Green Mile. And the movie was for Salt and Sea with Val Kilmer.
Oh, I saw Salt and Sea.
Yeah, God bless him. Okay? So, but you see how it works? There's no such thing as a small part. Okay? It's what you do with what you have. So right now, I'm doing this because I want to give back to people that want and have a dream to come to be a writer, to be an artist, to be a poet, to be a comic. Being a comic takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice. I advise anyone out there today listening to this video that you get your butt over to any comic house that you can and sit and study. Observe, observe, observe. Majna would say, listen, listen, listen. Get ideas from other people that are doing their craft. And it's nothing wrong, you're not robbing their ideas. You're thinking about putting yourself out there. So use yourself as an imaginary character that you see, that you like. And you start there. You can come to me and you can practice, practice, practice. You need someone to guide you and practice. The camera is great practice as an extra if you can observe. But you must never look in the camera unless directed to look in the camera. And you learn from the director and the other actors. They don't want you in central casting and all those busy places where you get jobs. It's good jobs. But I did that for on and off for maybe 5 years to observe, observe, observe. And now at least I'm down in IMDb, International Movie Database. And you will see that I have directed and written My Childlike Mother. It's a true story about my mother being lost for 3 days and 3 nights and how she was found. So you must go to the YouTube and you will see it on my reel. It's a 3-minute reel. It is yet to be revealed and finished. But I did promise my mother when she died buried in the army cemetery where my dad was, that I would finish the story. And I was crying at her funeral there, and it was raining, and I said, wait, you can't put the coffin down, I forgot to put the picture, the newspaper article that we were in from the Daily News, and the man said, just throw it in. And it was a picture of I'm gonna bring it next week, the picture of my mom and I when she was found by the detective who was supposed to be Gene Hackman. But I didn't move on it fast enough. So anyway, I threw it into the coffin, heads up, cat. It landed heads up. And I looked in and I saw myself smiling with my mother's face, which means it's okay, it's a good omen. And when my mother died about a month later, her spirit of her face woke me up from a nap, but I was very depressed that I lost my mom. And she smiled at me, the same smile that was on my screenplay cover. So I'll leave you with that. So I'm looking for people that are interested in promoting an Alzheimer's true story. Thank you very much, and you can reach me through YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Good night. I got my promotion in.
Really care about your whole
Huh?
deal.
I got my promotion in. I'm sorry. I hope
I
it
want
was
to hear
good.
about this whole thing.
Thank you for doing
I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, I know I want to hear
Pretty
it.
good.
And you
Is
just.
this,
Nice meeting you.
Hey, thanks.
A lot of fun.
is this just?
Tell me your name again.
Paul.
Paul,
Yeah,
Paul Roseberry.
Roseberry, yeah.
Oh,
He's from New England like me.
Yeah,
You're from Vermont and New Hampshire.